So let me state the obvious. Israel does not care about your condemnations. Let me repeat. Israel does not care about your condemnations. It dismisses your resolutions. It does not even listen to your debates. Their representative will be playing with his iPhone while you are talking. As countries, as a Security Council, you had a responsibility to act months ago to stop this impunity. As the genocide continues, you have a responsibility to react, to save human lives, and preserve the foundations for peace and security for all, not just for some.
It seems that you have decided to dedicate your time to listen to the terrorist lies, while no real concern has been shown when Israeli children were murdered only recently by Hezbollah. Let me show you the differences. These, and you have the names and their positions, these are the terrorists eliminated in Gaza on Saturday. This is only part of them because we, as a reliable country, we check ourselves. We don't rush to conclusions. But this is only part of the terrorists who were eliminated on Saturday.
Israel is a rogue state with a rotten government due to the unbridled impunity it has enjoyed so far. I have no doubt that the tides will turn, and we will not be deterred in making sure no one can act as if Palestinians' lives are worthless. But Palestinians in Gaza cannot wait for the tide to turn. Their agony must stop now, must stop right now. They wonder if you see them. Do you ever think, what if you were born in Gaza? What if the prisoner raped was your son? What if the children starving to death were your own? What if that woman killed was your daughter or your wife? What if the disease was riddling the body of your mother, your grandmother? What if that family that was blown into pieces or burned to death was yours? Killed in cold blood after running in desperation and hunger for months to survive. Just consider for one moment the sheer agony and despair that our people have suffered all these long months of deprivation and devastation lashed upon them while the world watched and left them to suffer, starve, and die.
While these are 11 of the 12 Israeli children murdered by the terrorists of Hezbollah. These children were playing a football game in Majd al-Shams when Hezbollah terrorists rained down death upon their sweet heads. So while these terrorists used a school as their terror base, these children will never see their school again. But for them, you couldn't find the time for an urgent session.
Mr. President, while we acknowledge and welcome the international consensus that has long called for an immediate ceasefire, clearly Israel has retained a veto right over that prospect. This must be brought to an end. Israel cannot continue to defy the world and every rule of humankind. It is not a coincidence. Every time the world pushes for a ceasefire, Israel responds with a massacre, like the one in the school. It sends a message each more gruesome than the one before. That it will not stop. But there is no right to commit genocide. Obviously, no right. And we warn all those contributing directly or indirectly to the emergence of such a right. There is nothing that can justify Israeli actions. Nothing. And don't anyone dare say this is about the hostages. It's not about the hostages. It became apparent long ago that this Israeli government could care less about them. The hostages know it. Their families know it. You know it in the Security Council. Israel is killing them, abandoning them, playing with their lives. Netanyahu has other priorities, self-serving ones, maniacal ones. He's a maniac. Something terrible is happening in Israel. Something that has made justifying genocide, famine, and gang rape mainstream ideology. Something horrific is happening. The memory of the Holocaust, instead of serving as an unbreachable barrier against the commission of atrocities, has been instrumentalized to justify their commission. How is this possible?
What the changes in India's population and the differential growth rates.
This city has emerged.
We have a very special guest on the record.
The interview.
The role that the US side played at that point of time.
पूरी दुनिया की नजर.
Assume my phone is tapped. I can probably say hello to Mr. Modi.
आपके भारत पर है.
Episode of Know Your Candidate.
The rising confidence of India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Communist China is the greatest threat.
There will come a day that we will see far more radical extremists.
I'm still a little perplexed by why we...
Your daily dose of news from India and across the world. Cutting-edge views and analysis. Tune into HT videos. Click on the bell icon to subscribe.